28 in lucky Las Vegas. There's a shot live down here in South Calgary. More details on the weather coming up in 15 minutes. Right now with traffic from 660 News, here's Dave.
Thanks, Andy. And you can see the standing water in the parking lot there, and that's the case on many of our major roadways this morning. We're going to take our first look at McLeod Trail from 42nd Avenue Southeast. Our view here to the north, keeping a pretty good pace. This is kind of light volume for McLeod Trail at this time of morning, but a bit slower because of the wet road surfaces. And we still have police on the scene of that single-car collision southbound Deerfoot Trail on the approach to Southland Drive. That vehicle and the police off to the right-hand shoulder. It's the law. You've got to slow down as you make your way past, and it is slowing traffic southbound on the approach to Southland right now. That's our check on your drive to 647.
Thank you, Dave. And now we all know that divorce can be a messy process. There's a lot of things in the pot, including kids, money, houses, cars. But Karen Stewart has created a book called Clean Break, and it's how to make your divorce less messy. Thanks for being here today, Karen.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so let's talk about your personal connection to this book and why you decided to write it.
Well, I decided to write it for a couple of reasons. One was just a desire to share a bit of what I went through. But it wasn't just about my story and how I felt moving through divorce and my perception, but I also wanted to share what went wrong. So, you know, from stepping back, saying, how could I have done this better, and how in the world did this end up how it ended up? And then I also wanted to share a better way. So knowing that this didn't work and knowing that lots of people out there are experiencing the same thing that I experienced, what's a better way? So that was really the purpose of the book, was to share a better way and a bit of how we got here in the first place.
Okay, so you decided to make a split. You're going to get a divorce. What now? What are some of the issues?
You know, there's a lot. I think the first thing that people need to do is get that you can move through it two ways. You can move through it proactively in a way that you take control, or you can move through it as a victim. And let me tell you, moving it through it as a victim is going to result in chaos, destruction on money, stress, and problems with the kids. So you want to move through it proactively. So step one, or I guess one of the first things, is understanding that it's only about money and children. That's all divorce is about. Your emotions play havoc with your decisions in a divorce, and you want to avoid that. But get that that's not what divorce is about. Divorce is about making decisions around money and kids. Once you understand that, then you can start to look at how much time and effort, how much time do I want to be going through this process? Do I want it to take me a year or 6 months or 5 years? How much money do I want to spend? Do I want to spend hundreds of thousands, or do I want to move through this in a way I keep the assets that I worked so hard for in my pocket? Do I want a lot of stress or a little stress? Am I going to surround myself with people who are going to help me move through it emotionally? And do I want to protect my children? Once you hopefully are saying, you know, figuring out what that looks like, then look at the alternatives. And there's lots out there. There's collaborative law. There's traditional law where we hire lawyers to represent us. There is arbitration, there's mediation, and there's negotiation like Fairway Divorce Solutions does. So there's a lot of alternatives now. And then here's a clincher. Then you're going to have to find a way to connect with your ex, soon-to-be ex, for at least enough time to commit to move through it together, so you don't destroy everything in the process.
Okay, so Fairway Divorce Solution is what you've created, which is an alternative process to how to make a clean break. So, and I think what you said is interesting, because money, kids, and emotions seem to be linked hand in hand. So the first part is separating that, then you evaluate your options, and then you make a decision. So what are some of the rules for making it as clean as possible?
Well, in Clean Break, I talk about 12 rules, and they're really high-level rules that you can apply to whatever process you're going through. But obviously, one of probably the most important rule is do not let your emotions interfere in your decision-making. Divorce is a difficult time. It is emotional, and yet you're also making some of the most important decisions of your lifetime in divorce that are going to impact the rest of your life. So get clear on separating the two. Do whatever you have to surround yourself with people to take care of the emotions, but compartmentalize them so you can be focused on your decisions around money and kids. Another really important rule: hire good professionals from all the different areas that you need advice from and hold them accountable. There's a lot of people who give advice and have no accountability with the advice that's given. So I'm a real advocate of making sure you hold those people accountable in whatever way works for you and for them.
And you talk about trusting your instinct.
Yes, trust your
that realm.
intuition. That's, you know, I talk about that all the way through my book. When we're in times of fear and stress, we tend to forget about listening to our gut. And whether you call it your spider senses, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, we all have it. And you know, I use it every day in business, but sometimes in our personal lives, especially when we're going through difficult times, we disconnect from it. And let me tell you, that is our best guidepost. And when we don't listen to it, guess what happens? Well, read my book.
Right, exactly. And which is the catalyst. You went through quite a messy divorce, and that was your learning process and creating steps to make divorce a lot easier for other people. And we have a website here to look at if you want more information here. Fairwaydivorce.com is where you can go for more information. So tell me, how is your life now? Because you were in finance and then you moved into helping people through their divorce. And what is life like for you now?
Well, it's exciting. I think it's exciting because I'm living my life passion, and I'm hopefully making a difference in people's lives. I've got out on a limb and shared stories, a bit of my story, other people's stories, new ways in the book. And with Fairway Divorce Solutions, we've created a new paradigm and a new platform to help people move through it. So it's very rewarding to see people actually being empowered in divorce, laying the groundwork and the plans for new beginnings.
And you can find it all in the book, Clean Break, How to Divorce with Dignity and Move On with Your Life. Here it is right here. Karen Stewart, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
You can read the book for more information, and it breaks down, and it reads like fiction, Karen. It sure does. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks, Jill.
Okay, and we have more coming up on BT. Andy is live on location today.
Live down here at Spirit Fitness, a very interesting fundraiser going to be taking place this Saturday. The cause, I'll tell you what, this one is gone to the dogs. It sounds cliche, but that's what we're talking about. We'll find out what's going on behind me. I thought it was about working out, not beating each other up with sticks. I guess I'm wrong. More details live here on BT in 2 minutes. Stay with us.